In this video, I'm going to be sharing 5 of NF's rhyming techniques that he's using to make his raps sound so smooth. If you're new here, my name is Cole Mize, and I've been helping rappers perfect their rap skills on this channel for the past 11 years. And if you're trying to develop your rap skills, make sure you check the video description below to links to my one-on-one coaching service and my quick rap guide on literary devices, which goes deeper into wordplay, punchlines, metaphors, rhyming, etc. And for today's example, we're going to be using NF's song, Let You Down. And this song is 74 beats per minute, which is on the slower side of things. So I'm going to be covering everything today in double time. And if you don't know what double time is, make sure you check out this video right here, which will break it all down for you. And the first thing that I found interesting about NF's rhymes is he keeps the same end rhyme scheme going for the entirety of a whole verse. And so when it comes to rhyme schemes, you just want to make sure you're keeping your rhyme schemes going for an even amount of bars. Typically, that way it feels complete and it feels full. But there's no set length that you have to rhyme for until you switch. So we'll typically go for at least 2 bars before we switch our end rhyme scheme. But in this case, NF keeps it going for the entire verse. And this gives his whole verse a lot of repetition when it comes to the sonics of it, which makes it sound very catchy. And another thing that's interesting about his end rhymes is they have a slant to them. So they don't rhyme exactly with each other the entire time. They kind of drift a little bit into another end rhyme. So for his first 2 end rhymes, he says appointment and annoying. But after that, the end rhyme changes to for you and more you. So it still has that oi kind of sound in it. So like disappointment and for you, it's a slant rhyme. It's not a perfect rhyme. And another thing that helps us hold up is his cadence patterns are still staying the same to connect with these rhyme schemes. So as rappers, we layer multiple patterns on top of each other, which makes it sound so catchy. So we have our rhyme pattern, we have our cadence pattern, and we also have our delivery pattern. So that's our tone, our emotion. And we're typically creating patterns out of all those things on top of each other that connect with each other. So here the rhyme shifts a little bit, the cadence stays in there, the delivery stays in there a good bit, and so it all holds together very nicely and it sounds good and cohesive. Let's check that out.
I guess I'm a disappointment, doing everything I can. I don't want to make you disappointed, it's annoying. I just want to make you feel like everything I ever do is never trying to make an issue for you.
And then he does this again slightly a little bit further down in his verse on paranoia. So he's saying towards you, for you, then he goes paranoia, then he goes back to talking about his parents, he goes for ya instead of for you. Check that out.
Just ignore you, walking towards you, with my head down looking at the ground, I'm embarrassed for you. Paranoia, what did I do wrong this time? That's parents for you, very loyal.
Another thing that's interesting is that he wasn't afraid to rap for a while without rhyming. You can see this here on his 4th line, his 7th line as well.
I guess I'm a disappointment, doing everything I can. I don't want to make you disappointed, it's annoying. I just want to make you feel like everything I ever do is never trying to make an issue for you. But I guess the more you thought about everything, you were never even wrong in the first place, right? Yeah, I'ma just ignore you.
And the key takeaway here is, even during these parts where he's not rhyming, he's doing a lot with his cadence, has a lot of good energy in there. And the most important thing is he's letting that message come through, because sometimes if you chase rhyme schemes too much, it can cause your message to suffer. And so this right here is an indication of how much the message is important to NF. He could have rhymed there more if he wanted to, just for the sake of rhyming, but he chose not to because he really wanted to say what he's saying. And that's one of the main reasons why people really rock with NF. It's the message, it's what he's saying, and he's letting that come through. So sometimes rappers are to be rhyming like crazy, but ain't saying nothing. And it's not to say one is better than the other, it's just a matter of what your goal is when you're writing a verse. Do you really want that message to come through, or do you want to show off and show people how much you can rhyme? Or maybe try to bring the best of both of those worlds together if you can. Another thing that's interesting, on his end rhyme, he shifted the multi-syllable rhyme scheme a bit. So he changed what was in front of that multi-syllable rhyme, kept what was on the back of it, and this gave him more flexibility to continue rhyming, but also not boxing himself in lyrically for what he could say. And that's usually where people mess up when they're writing, is they box themselves in some type of way and they get stuck, which limits their options of what they can use to convey what it is that they're trying to say. So NF, clearly the message is like super important to him. It's one of the most important things. So he's using these techniques to give him more flexibility to say what he wants to say while also rhyming a lot. So as I already pointed out, his end rhyme has a slant rhyme to it. After his first couple of bars with disappointment and annoying, then he slants and kind of bends into for ya, more ya. and he keeps that going. And on the second half of his verse, he starts rhyming embarrassed for you, parents for you, carry for you, cared for you. So him changing the syllables that he's using on the front end of his end rhyme gives him more flexibility once again, so he doesn't get boxed into using all the same sounds for that multi-syllable rhyme scheme he has going, but it gives him more choices to pick from. And also on the same part, he actually removes one of the syllables on one of these rhymes. And let's check that out.
Right, yeah, I'ma just ignore you, walking toward you. With my head down, looking at the ground, I'm embarrassed for you. Paranoia, what did I do wrong this time? That's parents for you, very loyal. Should I have my back? Would you put a knife in my hands? For what else should I carry for you? I care for you, but
those purple words you see are all 2 syllables, except for the last line. So he has embarrassed for you, parents for you, carry for you, and then he says cared for you. So it's 1 syllable. So it's a slight change in the rhyme pattern and the cadence pattern right there. It's not a big difference, but it does create a little dynamic shift. It makes it just sound and feel just a little bit different. And so once again, you don't have to follow that rhyme scheme 100% or that cadence 100%. You can change these things, and then once again, it gives you more flexibility on what you're actually trying to say. He could have kept all that stuff 100% the same, perfect cadence-wise and syllable-wise and all that, but he wouldn't have been able to say it the way he really wanted to say it.
should I have my back? Would you put a knife in my hands? For what else should I carry for you? I care for you, but
and in a similar fashion, he does this again, but on the actual end of the end rhyme. So on that third line where he says, back, but you put a knife in it, my hands are full. The way he says full, he says it in a way to make it rhyme more with the for you, because it doesn't really rhyme. Paranoia, parents for you, very loyal, full. See what I'm saying? But listen to how he says full. He says it in a way that makes it rhyme more with what he's saying. Check it out.
Paranoia, what did I do wrong this time? That's parents for you, very loyal. Should I have my back? Would you put a knife in my hands? For what else should I carry for you?
Also, another thing NF did was he used some internal rhyming to give his rhymes more variety and more density. He didn't overuse this because he's not trying to be a lyrical miracle on this track, if you know what I mean, but it does add a nice little variance and variety to it and density to the rhymes right here, where he says down and ground in addition to the end rhyme. Check that out.
But I guess the more you thought about everything, you were never even wrong in the first place, right? Yeah, I'ma just ignore you, walking towards you. With my head down, looking at the ground, I'm embarrassed for you. Paranoia, what did I do wrong this time? That's parents for you, very loyal.
And so the takeaway there is you don't only have to rhyme with your end rhymes. You can also create you some different internal rhymes. Because even though he has his end rhyme going, he's also rhyming with the same sounds for the end rhyme in other places in the bars. But you can also use just completely other words to rhyme internally as well. And that's what he's doing there. So in that small section, he's juggling 2 different rhyme schemes at the same time. Scheme, meaning the word you're rhyming with, carries over to the next bar. So in summary, NF kept the same end rhyme scheme going for the entirety of the verse, but it had a slant to it. He wasn't afraid to rap for a while without rhyming to make sure his message comes through. And on the front of his multi-syllable rhyme scheme, he changed the syllables on the front of it to give himself more variety and flexibility so he could say what he was wanting to say. He also occasionally would change the number of syllables used in his rhyme scheme, which gave his rhyme scheme and his cadence a little dynamic change. And he used internal rhyme schemes to create more density with his rhymes. Now, if you're new to rapping and you're trying to improve your skills, then I have something that you're going to absolutely love, and it's 100% free. It's called the Rap Essentials Bundle, and it includes the #1 fundamental to rapping ebook, bar sheets to map out your flows, 6 practice instrumentals, the CMS gear catalog, 3 free rap courses. Plus, I'll personally send you my most essential rap tutorials covering all the core techniques that you need to level up your skills fast. And it's all yours for free when you join my mailing list via the link in the description below. Once again, my name is Cole Mize with ColeMizeStudios.com, and always remember, when it comes to rapping, there's no rules, there's only techniques. Peace.
Hey man, you see that subscribe button right there? Kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it. Oh, and don't forget the bell icon. Kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it. Hey, I know you see that like button, right? Kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it. And look at yourself in the mirror and tell yourself, today I'm gonna kill it, kill it.